Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. Sorry for being a little bit late. Had some stuff I needed to take care of this morning, but managed to get it all taken care of ahead of schedule. So here we are, and it's all as you for now. So where we stopped off last week was to get this bad boy planned out and up and running. So over the weekend, I went ahead and got the copper line brought over from way over here. Just got it haul ass. Here we go. Which really wasn't that bad. It was just mostly getting over the hill and then also bringing everything over. But we've actually got two copper lines going right now. We've got a 240 over here, which is that one right there. And then we've got a 240 that is back this way. Both of these are out. Both of these are 240s, which are coming together, getting merged in the back, and creating our 480. So fortunately, we are matching the output of our blueprint. Although honestly, it wouldn't matter if it was 240 only or if it was 480, because it would still output the same way. We would still be getting 240 in and 240 out. So that would be fine. I also went ahead and I was just messing around with the idea of trying out one of the fans. And I kind of like the look of it. Oh, shut up, Ada. Kind of like the way that the fans look up here. So I may add that to the actual base blueprint. Or just add it after the fact. Depends on how I feel. Either way, turns out these are really, really nice and easy to set up. The only thing that I have to do is bring in power, the input, and then I have to do an output for it. And because of the fact that we added this power switch, it also makes it much easier to administrate the whole thing, because of the fact that I can actually just go ahead, come in here, and shut it off, and it will stop using power. So there is that. However, today, hey Ninja Dogs, how you doing? Today, what I need to work on is getting this going for, oops, there we go, for crystal oscillators. So let's clean up our inventory first of all. Get that squared away. As horrifying as it is right now. Oh, thank you. It's definitely something that I am practicing and working on as I go. It's one of those, flying by the seat of my pants, as always. All right. Get up here. Perfect. And where is our tractor at? Probably still out there a ways. Just tractoring along. All right, I don't need all this crap. Don't need. No, that's pretty much everything. I don't need that. Whoops. Take two of you. I think that's pretty much everything else. Keep a couple stacks of that. Some of those. Anything else I really needed? aware of. Good. Let's drop off that and that for now. And I believe I had, yeah, it'll work. That's fair. What's funny too is this actually started out as a multiplayer co-op kind of thing. My brother had started up a server, and he's like, "Oh, hey, wanna do multiplayer Satisfactory?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I logged into it, and after that, I just kind of redid his starting area, and then kind of just kept doing this and streaming it. So it had been running on a server, but with the fact that we're running on experimental, it kept causing issues for his computer, and so I just went ahead and downloaded the save. But I will say this: I am incredibly impressed with how well the Unreal Engine is handling the shenanigans that I'm putting it through. Now, this isn't even as big a base as there have been out there. Obviously, there are people who build way larger than I do. But what is impressive are things where I have, like, this is probably like 3 or 4 different columns that are all stacked together. And I'm not getting a whole lot of that terrible flickering or what's called Z clipping, which is really nice. The only time you really see it is when you have like walls poking through or stuff like that. But the use of nanite in this has been really beneficial. And all in all, I've been just really happy with the 1.0, and then subsequently, since I'm on experimental, the 1.1 update. Okay. Let's go ahead and clear that out. Take all. Beautiful. So the next thing that I need to do is I need to figure out a blueprint for crystal oscillators. And specifically, we need to figure out the math for this. So that's not going to be in here. That's going to be in here, which is vastly different. Okay, so I've got 1 per minute. So 1. All right, thank you for the follow there, Ninja Dogs. Much appreciated. I need. Let's see. Okay. Give me a second. I got to pull up a. Perfect. Okay. No, I don't want to update right now. Okay, so for. Okay, let me get this right. So it's 1 per minute, which means that it makes 2 every 2 minutes. That seems like weird math to do because it's 1 per minute. So I know it's always going to, like, I'm only ever going to get 1 per minute out of this unless I'm overclocking. But it's showing me the stats for 2 crystal oscillators, which seems kind of weird. So if I bump this up, and I'm making 2 per minute, that's going to be a little bit better. Because that makes things feel a little bit better. Okay, so we're looking at 2 crystal oscillators per minute. Which that is 36 quartz crystal. Spell cruise. 28 cable. And 5 reinforced iron. Okay. So we'll get rid of you. And we'll look at reinforced iron plate. Perfect. That's literally 5 per minute. So I would only need 1 of these. That's 30 iron plates. And 12 screws. Excuse me. Not that. 60 screws. Okay. So that's pretty easy. And then the screws are just going to be made in constructors. And I could actually just do cast screws with there we go. 15 iron ingots. 15 ingots. And then change this up to wire. And I need 28 cable. Let's actually do cable. So just 1 of these. In fact, I can just leave it at this amount. So I need 60 wire. Okay. So I can do that pretty easily. And then that just needs 30 copper. Okay. Cable. 60 wire. Times 1 machine. Oh, then iron plates. That's the other one. That's the fun one because iron plates has 30 per minute. So I would need either 2 of those or yeah, just 1 of those. Okay. All right. So it looks like for this. Hey, what's up, Hollows? How you doing? All right, I'm going to need... grab some of you. And... oh, yeah. I got to change these god-awful colors now that I'm thinking about it. Saturday was great. Sunday sucked ass. I spent all of Sunday with this massive sinus headache. It sucked so bad. Other than that, though, today's going okay. Still kind of got the headache, but could be worse. Ooh, I like that neon helmet. But you know what I should do as a streamer is I should do the cat ears because I know that makes people happy. Like it's just the streamer thing to do, I guess. I'm gonna change my base color. Let's do something like that. Yellow, however, you're not sticking around. At least not in that capacity. There we go. See, that doesn't look too bad. That I can work with. Maybe go slightly more orange, yellow. Yes. All right, there we go. All right. That takes care of that. Next up. How can I make what? Oh, I know why. I was like, how can I make like the single power shards? And then I realized it's probably because I have some of the blue guys in my depot. There we go. Okay. That is going to help significantly. So what I want to do here is I need to bring in, let's start with frame wall. One there. I turn Zoop on. And there we go. Wait a minute. You. Yeah, you're fine. Okay. Next up, I need to bring in let's see. I'm going to need to bring in figure out the best way to do this because I need that, that. This is going to be iron plates, and I needed 30 for that. So you get you. And that'll be the 30 per minute on the iron plates. And then I need to do cast screws. Sounds like a spell. I cast screws. And there goes the 60 per minute that I'm going to need. Okay. So let's see where I'm putting this at the moment. Okay, there we go. You're a wizard, Harry. You're a hairy wizard. Okay. Now this is where it's going to get a little bit more interesting because I need actually you feed in that way. Because this is going to take in copper, and I need to be doing 60 wire. Okay, that'll be our 60 wire. And then you are going to be cable, which is currently making enough. Can I do just 28? There we go. Excellent. And what I want to do here is I need foundations. I need the half foundations there. There. And the nice thing about this is that let's put you in place here. So I kind of want to think ahead about where I'm putting stuff for a change. Walls, and I need you here. That's nice. I like that. Oh. Oh, that's good stuff. I needed that today. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Coffee. I needed it today. Like I said, it's been a shit couple of days. Like I said, Saturday was really good. Saturday was fun. It was my mom's birthday, so that was nice. And then yesterday, just pretty much all of yesterday, just one constant sinus headache, like right here up front of my forehead. Still got it too. I know why I have it. It just sucks balls, and not in a fun way. I need I'm sure there is. I've seen it happen. And you get banned, sucker. I know, right? All right. What I want to do here is split this like that. this down. That. And that is... Yep, perfect. Right, let's actually take care of those walls. We'll take that out. Don't need them. Don't need that. Do want this and that. And same with that one. There we go. I'm trying to build this up the same way that I built the other one in terms of a similar style. So it's one of those kind of by the seat of my pants. Okay. Next up. I don't need all of this right now. Did I just accidentally take something out here? Nope, we look good. Okay. Almost did, but did not. What I want here is bring this down. And I really love watching that tractor just come trucking along. Sorry, why are you having a fit? There we go. There. And then I want to do organization. Okay, and ingots. Iron. Get. Select icon. We're going to be parts. Get input. Excellent. So that way I know where things need to go. And if I were to ever share this, other people would be able to know where stuff is supposed to go. So that'll all work. Next up. You. There and there. We're going to drop these walls right here. There. Now, here's the fun part. I'm not sure how I need to bring this up. I've got the screws, the iron plates. Oh, and I need to make those into... Yeah, so those are going to have to go up a level. Because I need... Can I do this here? Because I need... Oops, I need the assembler here. How much space do I have? what if get rid of this? And in that way, I can do the constructor down here. Whoops. Yeah, that actually isn't too bad. Okay, and then I can get rid of you guys. Call in our conveyor wall here. You get to be reinforced iron plates. Perfect. And go ahead and see. Yeah, we'll do up this like this way. And then I can go ahead, stop moving. Then I can go ahead and do the glass walls. And yeah, it looks like I need to go like 3 tall on this, which is fine. I know I have plenty of room. I hope I have plenty of room. Come on. There we go. There we are. Okay. So that will take care of. Oh, yeah. Got to get in front here. Then we do the gate hole. And that'll be our first area. You're in the wrong spot. Damn you. That's okay. I can still work with that. I'll just bring it up there. Because the next stop for all of this is a player is in the way. Yes, he is. This may or may not work. Myself a little extra space here. And I somehow need to bring Actually, I might be able to make this work. If I push this over to the side a little bit. There. That is right at the edge, which should be fine. You are... Okay, so I can do this. Hopefully. Let's take you out real quick. Yeah, because then all I have to do is do constructor here. To constructor. That's not where I wanted you. That's where I wanted you. You do wire, which goes up to 60 wire. You do cable, which we get our 30, which is fine. I'll have a little extra. And there goes that. I think that is correct. No. Let's line you up here. You need to be that tall to ride the ride. Get up there. Thank you. I think that's properly connected, but just to be on the safe side, let's get rid of these, and then we'll just run a belt over. There we go. So that's 2 of our 3. That'll be the cables. That'll be the reinforced iron plates. Now I just have to bring up the quartz crystals, which the quartz crystal is going to be a little bit more interesting. If I do that. There we go. Then I go ahead and toss here. Nope, there it is. Put a hole in the floor. That's right. I forgot. I can do conveyor wall holes. But only if they're lined up correctly. For the love of all that is holy. That's not going to line up at all. I don't think that's going to line up anyway. So it wouldn't matter. Okay. That's fine. We will just center line this like so. Then I can go ahead and that wall. Yeah, it's just not going to work. Okay. That would work just fine. What I can do here is just get it as close as possible. That way it at least looks like it's trying to be there on purpose. That one, not worried about. All right, so that'll be crystal quartz coming in. That will then need to be 2 per minute. So our 30 cable, our 5 reinforced iron. And then I can walls. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, what I might do is see about oops. Oh no, 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 no. That's fine. That is correct. Yes. This one is going to get set up just a little differently. Because I need that there. Oh, shoot. That might not work. I actually have to move you slightly. Yeah, I am. But that's okay. Let's move you to be more centered. Excellent. Yeah, there we go. So what I need to do here is bring this down underneath. Not happy about that, but it'll just have to work. Yep. Will just have to work. Because I don't know of an easier way that I could reposition these so that it all fits correctly without getting in its own way. Only other thing I could do is take out these here, switch over to the regular walls. And cover that. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. I really don't mind that. Yeah, I can work with that. And then, suppose technically I could do the same thing over on this side as well. Just hide all this. As it does kind of make it look a little bit more interesting. Yeah, I can work with that. That actually doesn't look too bad. So that leaves me with this. Which then configure this to be quartz crystal. Crystal input. And there we go. So now that I know where each one needs to be, works a little bit better. Let's come in here and re-add our belts. Also, I could add a maintenance door over here. Yes, we'll add a couple of them. That way, in case I need to, I do have access to the bottom portion. And then down here, lock that in. Let's grab our junction here. Stairs. Nope, let's do it this way. That is incorrect. We put the ZT junction on there. And then we do the corner there. For this side. Sure. Okay. Let's. Oh, wait. Nope. I need you to be junction. You be the catwalk corner. There we go. Then this gets corner, corner. And corner. Excellent. Grab this doorway again. And then what I want to do for this room, of course I will have the space to do it. I should, yeah, we should be good. I can take that out. Make you glass. Awesome. Okay. So what I want to do here zoop this up here. That'll be just outside, but that's okay. Because I want... Where are you at? Walls. Or is it architecture? Architecture, there we go. Yeah, we could go up like that. And next up, like I really wish they had glass corner pieces to fit in there. That would be perfect. But unfortunately, we work with what we have. What we have is disappointment. And I know, right? Do like that. So that will... Oh, and then I need... You know what I could do? And that'll put the belt above my head so I can walk through here without much issue. Yeah. You're making the crystal oscillators. Now, the fun part is I need to get the crystal oscillators back out. Which becomes fun. Oh, man. But not difficult, now that I'm thinking about it, because since I'm using this to kind of hide things, what I can do is, first of all, let's get a couple of foundations in here so that I can work with this. What I want to do is then yeah, you're perfect. Okay. Perfect. And then nope, didn't want that. I want this. Replace you. Actually, let's replace this as well. cut out some of these walls so that it's a little bit easier and also cheaper. What's the point of having all this stuff in the way anyway? And, ooh, better yet, we'll do side door here. Yeah. So that way, if you're looking in, it at least will hide that stuff. Like I'm really using up this space. There we go. Let's see if it'll let me. No, damn. That's fine. Okay. I think that about covers it. What if... Let's see. Why, yes. I do believe that will work. Awesome. I actually like the look of that a little bit better. Not quite as pretty as the other design, but I do like the look of it. And it is fairly self-contained, so there is that. All right. Oh. Oh, okay. How do I have this mantle crate over there? I'll have to check that out. Okay, so next what I need is a small billboard. And you are text. Here we go. Crystal oscillator. Back. You need to be white. And cool. Next is power. And again, I'm going to set it up like I did before with the switch. Not light control, I want power. No, power switch. And then okay. Oops. Double wall outlet. To go over there. And I should be able to get 1, 2, and 3 machines there. up here. Oh no. Nope. That won't work at all. I don't need... There we go. Now I can take this and run it up to the ceiling. Awesome. Get that. Get that one. And you get that one. Okay, I think that should be everything. You are producing the cable. You are producing the cable. That ain't right. You need to be producing the wire. There we go. Okay, now we're producing the wire that'll go into making the cable. You get cable, quartz crystal, and reinforced iron plates. And that should be hopefully everything. Let's see, let's just make sure I'm not really missing anything. I think that's going to be everything. I could also, for giggles, put in a street light here. Actually put you in there. That's not where you were supposed to go. Supposed to go right there. Okay, cool. All right, so as long as I have set everything up correctly, I should be able to just go ahead, run in copper and iron and quartz into the back. Then it should eventually start outputting our crystal oscillators. So we're going to go ahead and do blueprint, crystal oscillator factory. Structs, crystal oscillators, wires, iron and copper ingots, and quartz crystal. Buildings. Okay, select color. Parts. Save. Now I just got to look at my blueprints. And there we go. There she is. That is a heck of a build. So what we're going to do is I should have everything I need to construct it on me, or at least available to me. Oop. Almost missed it. That's a little bit of a pucker moment. There we go. So the question is where to construct it. I've got the copper output there. I've got the iron output there. And then I've got crystal over there. So I suppose what I could do is potentially put it over in this area. Let's reposition these guys. So that way, they're out of the way. And honestly, you two. There we go. And you there. Get rid of you. Excellent. So that helps to clear up some space in here so that I can now put that in place. Get a little extra space out of this. Make it easier to walk around. Might cut some of that away. We'll see. So now I have this. Whoops. In there. And I need should be yes. That takes care of the copper. Then I can just bring over let's do this. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. And that takes care of our iron. I also will need... Okay, that's almost ready to turn on. Actually, let's go ahead and turn it on just to make sure. Oh, there we go. That's why it wasn't working right. And we got some light over here, which is nice. I can also go ahead and we'll put the sign in place over here. Whoops. Crystal insulators out. Layout. Yeah, I think we'll just have to do it like that. Okay. Now, there they are. I need... Oh, you're in the way. Oh, that's Mark II. Okay. I need to split this. Give me just a second. All right. Sorry about that. Somebody had come to the door. Good old fashioned Jehovah's Witnesses. Haven't seen them around for a while. Thank you. Get up here, get up here, get up here. We don't see them often. And like we were talking about that, we haven't really seen them since COVID. So it was kind of interesting for them to show up at the door. But they were like, hey, do you want to come spend Easter with us? No. It's not that we don't like you, because we don't. It's just that we're not, religious. Oh, I've got that backwards. Just realized. I know, right? Okay. It's a merger. I need a splitter. And there. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Take that out. And I take that out. And that should be correct. Then I just need the 36 quarts per minute, which easily making. And then we will start having our that starts popping off. Okay. Crystal. Will be coming up. There we go. Now I just got to wait for it to start filling this up. And then I'll be able to go ahead and start. There we are. I'll be able to start loading this up into a train station at some point so that I can bring this back to the forever home, which is not that far away. And we can start dropping it off into our sorting system and making it available. There goes the first one. So if I had to guess, what this is that this amount of stuff here is actually enough material to make 2 crystal oscillators. But it does it so that it's 1 per minute or 2 every 2 minutes. But by upgrading it like this, that means that we are now producing 2 per minute, which is absolutely what I want. I want more of them. So the next thing, let's actually bring your intensity down just a little bit. And then set night mode on. So at night, it'll turn off. Yeah, that feels better. So what I need to do next barely using any. Okay, cool. In fact, what I will probably do is yeah, pretty much. Let's take this out, this out. Or right along here. Go up 3. By the way, how you doing, Brockstar? How's your Aska going? Let's see. Let's do. Correct one. Yes, that is awesome. Noise. There we go. Oh, that ought to be fun. At least he will already be protected against it. Or at least hopefully already protected against it. Yeah, he's probably not going to know there. Okay. Nope. Yep. Okay. That should work. Now the fun part. And this is I used the word fun loosely. Um, what I need to do is I need to get the crystal oscillators, which it's already making a bunch. Yes. I need to get them up there. So that ought to be interesting, to say the least. What I will probably do is a series of elevator lifts. Do something like walls. Let's figure this out. You. It happens. He could be busy with other things. Okay, so that looks like it's a total of. That's 11 of them plus 2. So 13 total. So. Go. Wonder. With that. That's what I just put up. Or are you talking about the other two? Which reminds me. Let's put. These are just. Like, that's the building for the quartz oscillators. That's the building for copper smelting, making copper ingots. And then the other one is for iron ingots. But I wanted them to maintain that the fact that I'm using a lot of glass and concrete, so that's why I went with this particular design. I just had an epiphany. There we go. It's just glass. Like, it's not a greenhouse. It's just glass. Glass windows. And it has a function. It's making crystal oscillators. Just like that's making iron or copper ingots. And that one back there is making iron ingots. And those two are feeding into this one, which is then making the crystal oscillators. No, it's just for looks. It's literally just, I just wanted them to be kind of self contained buildings. That's all. So that's all they're doing is that they just, like, the function is surrounded by form. That's all it is. God, somebody's at the door again. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Somebody different this time. Not the JWs. Okay, anyway, back to work here. Oh, man. I guess it's just that time where everybody's got to come out and try and sell stuff. Thank you. It's like, well, I got to start peddling my wares. Please, thanks. Almost. Actually, let's double back. Basically, that's basically how it is. This one was insect removal, that sort of thing. It's like, yeah, that's fantastic. And my sister was the one that answered the door. And she said, we're just going to have to say no because we're kind of on a budget. And he just kept going. Just didn't listen to the fact that she said no. That's the time that it irritates me. Is like, you already got to know. Saying yes or, just continuing on isn't going to make it like less of a no. Yeah, exactly. And he keeps going on about how it's going to cost this much instead, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, I just recently lost my job. And he's like, oh, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, she tried to tell you. Let's see. There we go. And then let's Yeah. Well, the stranger also doesn't know that there is a 6'4", 250-pound guy that lives here pretty much 24/7. Who is, well, let's just say I have a lot of improvised weaponry that I can utilize. I could make some. I absolutely could. That wouldn't be difficult. But I also have lots of knives. We've got a sword or two laying around. There we go. Nunchucking. And you still get to use rope. Okay. So I need get up. That actually doesn't need to go up that high. Actually, yeah, we can just do there. And, oh my god, first try. Cool. What I need to do here is set up a train station. I wonder how tall you can actually set up one of the elevators. Because the elevator would be the perfect vehicle for between this platform and that platform. Now we got to find out. Oh, damn. Actually, now I want a game that's sort of like Angry Birds, but it's like Nunchuck Master, where you're chucking nuns at like bricks and stuff like that. That actually sounds like that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, now I want this. Damn it. Now I want this game. Oh, you guys are terrible. You put evil, evil thoughts in my head. What's wrong with you guys? Architecture. Or is it under transport? Leap. Oh, okay. Oh, I absolutely can. I can and I will. That one is all your guys' fault. I'm just such a good little Catholic schoolgirl. Wait. Most of the time, I'm a good little Catholic schoolgirl. The rest of the time, it's all y'all's fault. Yep. See? There we go. Ooh. That doesn't quite match up. What if I do... There we go. It's starting to look like that, but it will not end like that. Because this will also wind up working out as, because I'm going to remove all this stuff once I get the elevator in place. Once I get all of this sorted out with the elevator, I can remove all the ramps, and then I can... Wow, really? I mean, I'll try not to. Let's see. Report. Spam bot. Advertising. Sex services, I guess. And then ban. I know, right? Like, that's... Wow. I'm almost impressed by that one being different. But at the same time, no. I'm good. Okay. Now this is where it gets interesting. No, transport. I wonder. Pretty sure that's not going to work, but on the off chance that it does. You, right there. Nope, didn't think so. Okay. Well, I'm happy you got tickled out of it. At least somebody got pickled, Tink. Awesome. Okay. Whoops. Almost went off the edge there. Okay. You. Oh, hell yes. Oh, this is magnificent. Wow. Yeah, you might be a little tired there. Okay. You might have a condition. Oh no! Hollows has been infected. Either that or she didn't last 1 minute. I'm willing to bet she didn't last 1 minute. See, the link was right. Okay. Let's get. Oh God. It was so nice and civil for a little while. Nope, wrong one. And I need texture. Oh God. Customizer material. Let's do. Nope. You know what? Not that one. Yay! I've been playing for 2 hours. Yeah, there we go. There. It's gonna be real fun putting in the other side of this. So that way you can look out that way, and probably make it so you can look out that direction as well. But yes, I like that actually. That works incredibly well. That I will show you. I mean, aside from the fact that it's just fun to be this high up, these are part of. I know, right? Proper elevator music too. Now, do you see what they're attached to? These are up so high because this is Originally, the way that I had this was that they actually came down to the second level here. But I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that they did come down there. Plus, I wanted this to wind up being a hypertube hub in this location. So that way, hypertubes would be going off to all parts of the other bases and whatnot. And so originally, the design was that I would have the center area here, which is the glass tunnel, with the two elevated rails, one on either side, one going out, one coming in, that sort of thing. And I just so happen to choose this particular height because of the fact that it clears most of the terrain between this location and the desert, which is out here. So this is one long tunnel here that allows me to have these elevated rails. Hence why they're so high up. This also means that I will be able to run these rails around the edge of the map, around this way, and eventually bring it back to our starting area, and then splinter off into other locations as necessary. So that's why everything is basically a sky rail at this point. Which let's go ahead and put this in. Oop, too far. You can actually ride the train. Goes. You can sit either on the back portion. Well, if you're in front of it, yes, it'll go through you, but you can land on top of it. Let me, probably not going to make it to the station in time. I'm trying to. It's just taking a lot of work. See? I can ride on it just fine. Oops. As I mentioned, you can see that it does clear the terrain. And then it'll stop here for a couple of seconds, and then it goes back. And from here, it extends or will extend outwards, continue down that way. But I'm still working on that. Because that is a lot of work. a lot of work to get down there. And that is where the main train hub is going to wind up being. So I'm going to have a whole lot of stuff being built down there and a whole lot of trains that will be coming into that location, hopefully. that will be able to fill up other trains or bring in other items that are being produced, that sort of thing. So that's roughly where it's all going to kind of come together at. Least wise, that is the plan. Good stuff. But I'm liking the usage of the glass, especially in these areas, because of the fact that it really does allow for seeing more of the world as you go. And once you get up to these altitudes, it really helps as well. There we go. We have returned back home. What I also need to do is create probably an elevator. Right about transport. I'm going to put it there. Also, how many coupons do I have now? Yay, four! Four whole coupons. Yeah, when Kintar was still running this as a server, making a lot more coupons. Could, as I previously considered, this maybe. This is going to be a little sketchy right here. I think that's correct. And then what I would want to do is, nope, bring this up there. And I just need to bring power down from here. Up and away. Perfect. And perfect. I don't have to do anything special up here. Awesome. Okay. And what I want to do for this architecture wise is let's do that. We'll just zoop this all the way down here. There we go. Ooh, this might just work the way that I expect it to. Almost. I'll make it. Wait, what? That is not. Is not the direction I wanted you to go in. And you know it. But that still works. What if I take this? There we go. I need. Get rid of that one. There we go. Then I can get. God, that's ugly. But it will have to do. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. It's not the best I've ever done, but it's not the worst either. Yeah. Typically it should. There we go. It only looks really terrible from the top, I imagine. Probably looks pretty good from the bottom. That's never what she said. I'm gonna have to go get some more steel or iron plate. Okay. At least I have different elevators to get up here now. There it is. Ugh. There we go. Yeah, I like that. The elevators are probably the best thing that they've added. Period. Like, of all the things that they could have added, the elevator was the best decision that they made. Just hands down. Drop off that. Nah, that's a good sound. That's the sound of enjoyment and pleasure. Need to grab this. Still got plenty of those. We're good on screws. Concrete. Need more concrete. Don't think I need more of those. That should be good. Sounds like it's raining some more. Sounds like it's raining pretty good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get this the rest of the way down. I was having a moment. Again, I'm always having a moment. Man, this weekend's been fun for another set of reasons. So, they definitely can be. But this weekend's been fun because what was it, Friday? The patch for Path of Exile 2 came out. Dawn of the Hunt, I think is what it's called. And what's been funny about it is that the Path of Exile 2 community has been, what's the best word to describe it? Kind of divisive about how they are approaching this particular patch. And it's been hella funny for me specifically, but I imagine that there's lots of other people who are finding it equally comical. Because of the fact that for whatever reason, that's not, all of a sudden, streamers are getting all sorts of mad that the game is hard. There was one particular streamer I saw who was absolutely just having, what do they call it, a crash out on stream, like just full on, practically screaming with how mad he was. And I was like, good God, dude, it's just a game. Calm down. But apparently, they're just not happy with the fact that all of a sudden the game requires skill again. And, all like, okay, so this is the funny thing. When it first came out, when Path of Exile 2 first came out, lots of people were saying that it was incredibly difficult, that it felt like it was too much of a slog, including myself. I was a bit upset that it was just really kind of painful to play. Now, I didn't say that they needed to change it. I said I would have liked it if they did. I probably would play it more. But I never felt entitled to the point where I needed to say, but they need to change it to fit my playstyle. Because it's not necessarily a game made for me. I'm very definitely a Diablo 3 casual player. I'm fine with that. That's cool. But of course, there were a lot of people defending the difficulty of the game to such a degree that it was like, well, if you don't like how hard it is, don't play it. This is the vision that they have. Okay, if that's the direction you want to go with this, sure, go that direction. But of course, now that they've done their second patch and it's continuing along that difficulty curve, a lot of people are like, wait a minute, this isn't what I signed up for. Well, but it is. This is exactly what you signed up for. You told everybody else to get good. be on that side, as well as that. Ooh. Oh no, we do not like that. And what's interesting about it is that I'm actually having a really good time with it. I've been enjoying the Huntress. I know a lot of people have been complaining about the Huntress. She's boring, her mechanics suck, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm doing just fine. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. But I think it's one of those, it's, careful what you ask for because you're going to get it. And they got it. They're not happy about it. But I'm noticing that it's playing almost identically to how it played with the initial release. So I'm not seeing an explicit problem with it. In fact, I may play a little bit of it here in just a few. You know what? No, let's not do that one. Let's do that one. Okay. So what I need to do attach you to here. Let's get rid of that. Just run this down to there. Perfect. Now, oof, that really is kind of on the raggedy edge there. All right. As I can. Okay, cool. I think what it is that people had gotten used to their particular meta build before the patch came out. And then once the patch dropped, that meta build no longer worked. Even though they're like, well, it totally should have. Like a lot of people are complaining about the fact that minion builds aren't currently working all that well. And it's like, well, that's because minion builds were a little bit like just summon minions, watch as they played for you. One of the things that I've noticed with the Huntress is that the build that I'm using is actually a lot of fun because of the fact that it requires a little bit more maneuverability. It actually feels like I'm really engaged in each fight, as opposed to just sitting there spamming an ability until everything is dead. Once we get this up and running, I'll demonstrate what I mean. But it is, for me at least, a lot of fun. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to bring around this here. Yeah, that'll work. Well, it'll sort of work. Let's line this up this way. With you. Okay. Perfect. Now I should be able to run this around to here. Awesome. Want you to continue along. Excellent. Just make sure that didn't overlap. Nah, that should be good, right? Nope. Ooh, I know what I could do though. Foundations, half foundation. You. There we go. Perfect. Half foundations, man. It works so good. All right, so I should be able to get this to come out this way, not in the way, and bring you across. Right about there. And perfect. There we go. Now I just need to add that there. Then our block signals here. Finish putting in this rail because kind of need it. And then we'll do some more of the block signals, and that will be it. Ooh, I'm not sure if I have an entry rail for this direction yet. Don't believe I do. No, I don't. I need to make one. Which tie in there. Nope. I need. Here we go. Then I can grab the half ones. Half one. There we go. Okay. Be there. And I'm going to move this one down a bit so we get some clearance out of it. That is, I mean, good enough. I'm not going to sweat it too much, since this is primarily just going to be trains coming through here anyway. You get to move a little bit farther down. Okay, that should, I think, clear up all of these. Now I just have to add a bunch coming down here, plus the other direction. That is correct. Into there. That way I know that that is cleared. And I believe that is everything I need as far as train goes. You guys are set to load. You need a new name. Oscillator City. That sounds good. Let's do edit. Okay. Now, of course, I don't have anything actually getting loaded into it yet. Okay, so from Forever Home, it's going to go to Goes. Once it hits goes, it'll come back to Oscillator City. Hopefully, it'll have some stuff to pick up Oscillator City, which then will take it back to Forever Home. And you. Let's get up here so that we can watch this. The train should be leaving from. In fact, it should have already left. Oh, no, there it goes. Okay. It's on its way. Of course, it'll take a little while for stuff to get up here because it is an incredibly tall tower. Of course, there goes the tractor just trucking along. Okay. Train should be down there somewhere. Is that it? Where are you going? That is the wrong location, buddy. Okay, why is that not? Oh, oh, oh. Duh, I know why. Timetable train. Because I'm an idiot. I didn't save it. Okay. Now it should actually be able to get to Oscillator City. So I don't know why. The only thing that it might potentially be is if I have the train station up there turned around, but I don't think I do. Why do you guys look like that? I wonder. Let's do this. Save game. Midpoint. Save. Exit the menu. And that's just turned it off and back on again. And see if that fixes things. Oh yeah, there they go. Now they look right. I'm actually really glad I added this railing on the outside. Oh, hey. Our first set of crystal oscillators. Awesome. Should be about 100 of them, give or take. That's pointed in the right direction, so... Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Our first load by train. This is going to be awesome. Kind of breaking things. But I fixed it. There we go. Now I need to go through and do all of the signals for up here. Add in the railings as well. Awesome. And our first unload. Yes. It's so beautiful. Oh, right? Awesome. There we go. Okay, so with that being done, I need to bring down ow, that. Let's see. Okay. So that means that is incorrect. That is incorrect. That is correct. There we go. I need to bring this down to here so that I can add this. Hey, big guy. Either that or down to there. And I think that might be the direction that I have to go in. So let's do this. Okay. What I want to do. Zoop this down to here. Wow. Somebody's not happy about that. Let's get rid of these two. Okay. I think I'm going to save the game again. And I think this time I'm going to exit the desktop and then I'm just going to restart it from scratch. I think it's a little unhappy right now. Anytime that you start having weird flickering like that, it's a good idea to just go ahead and restart. It's also a little warm today, so I think that might be what's causing some issues. My computer isn't liking this warmer temperature. Man, I made the mistake this weekend of attempting to do some manual labor. We've got these bushes that are out front that my mom wants to get rid of because they're mostly dead. And we don't have like a chainsaw or anything we can use on them. So I was attempting to use one of the two saws that we have, which are manual saws. And first of all, the one that I was working on, really hard wood, it feels like it's actually dead. And so I was like trying to saw at it, but I was trying to saw near the bottom. And unfortunately, I think that kind of made my muscles sore because they're not used to that sort of manual labor. Outside is not inherently bad. It's not necessarily good. Okay, that's just weird. Yay. Awesome. Let's see. Get rid of this. I can put a merger in. There. Oh, that is beautiful. Okay. Come on, get me up there. Awesome. I wonder why that wall is suddenly having so many problems. Oh well. Oh shoot, I just realized I don't have a location for the crystal oscillators yet. Well, it won't matter because now that I'm making them, as some of them get sent into the awesome sink. Oh well. It's computers. Crystal oscillators. There we go. I don't have the Mercer spheres on me. Let's go grab those. You. So, computers. Parts. There we go. Excellent. So now I shall have crystal oscillators coming into the base, as well as filling up my dimensional depot. So that is one more thing knocked out. God, this is such a mess. But you know, this is also kind of fun. It is it's silly because I don't necessarily need to do this, but at the same time I like it because it's the kind of project that requires a lot of extra work. Let us clear that. Take it all. And there we go. That is. I see. I see. Not a big deal. There is the train. Let's run up here. Oh, I wonder if it's because of the elevator that there's an issue. Although there didn't used to be. So this isn't going to be bringing in like a ton of them, but it is still bringing in some. Okay. But there we go. We now have our first full train stop going. Now it still runs out to goes because that's just part of it. Eventually, I will have stuff out there for it to pick up. But for now, we have a train station. What I will probably do next is clean this up and just make it look a little bit nicer, as well as add in the train stops, etc. Maybe add in some actual like support beams and whatnot, so that it's not just levitating out here like this. But for now, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap this up for today. Yeah. But we actually got quite a lot of work done today. So we've got, first of all, we've got our train station going. Thank you, Hollows. You do the same. We've got our elevator here. Let's ride this down. I love that view. That is such a good view. Absolutely great view there. We have our crystal oscillator facility. Factory here, doing its thing. And I like how all three of these buildings have a very similar build style. Makes the whole thing look nicer. Plus, we're keeping a lot of the belts up above our heads, which is also nice. But, all in all, today has been a good day. Very productive. And again, sorry for the late start. Like I said, I just had some stuff to take care of this morning, which I did. So tomorrow what I'll do, what we'll hopefully work on, is heading forward. What I would like to do at some point is to go ahead and actually start looking into working on, let's see, probably getting our train hub started. And specifically, I want to get the train hub started so that I can start working on the phase 3 stuff. The top right corner there, and then we can get to the other tiers and start working on that. But yeah, I'm happy with this. It's going. I'm happy with the fact that the buildings are starting to look and act and feel like buildings, and get to a place where I'm happy with it. Other than that, though, that is going to be it as always. Thank you all for joining me on these adventures. So glad to have you guys along for the ride. You all have a wonderful day. Stay out of trouble. And remember, you get caught, I don't know you. I will catch you guys tomorrow.